10 a.m. The largest earthquake to hit Southern California in modern times has just begun. Some people react appropriately, others don't.
I think that Hurricane Katrina taught all of us that in a very catastrophic situation, there will be systemic disruption. This idea that only government will be able to respond and meet our needs is, of course, wishful thinking. People have the 911 syndrome, that they believe that there will be a large disaster and they will pick up the phone and help will be on its way. We know that won't be the case. We hear a lot that we are in a society now of permanent attention deficit disorder. We know that the one-size-fits-all communication media campaigns do not work. There's been this inspiration from designers especially to touch in a positive manner their contexts and their communities. So once we saw there was a space of opportunity, we developed the different components which are interrelated of the Los Angeles earthquake project. The first component of the project was to capture all of the research we did over a year and bring all these together in a visual source book. Our intention with the book is to reach the public, and it is also our intention to reach media and decision makers with a volume that has specific advice about earthquake preparedness, the 7 steps to being prepared, but also very insightful interviews, essays, profiles with the leading experts in emergency management, in earthquake science, in public policy. The second component of the project, we decided we needed to look at new media platforms to communicate the message of earthquake preparedness.
So Aftershock is an alternate reality game, which is also called ARG. This is a new media platform that allows an online experience which could be overlaid into your real-world experience. The game stretches out over a few weeks' time. And again, it's called Aftershock because it's based on the aftermath of the actual simulated 7.8 earthquake. So each day, new information will be presented to the online community. Almost in the form of headlines or news feeds. What adds to the richness of it is that the community can generate information and create the story as it goes along as well. There has been surveys worked into the game that will ask people to answer questions based on their level of preparation, how they feel emotionally or psychologically about earthquakes. So when this game has run its course, it'll be an archive. This is basically like a container of information. The richness really comes from user-generated content. And at the end of that, it'll be there as a document for people to analyze and learn from.
We also wanted to create a physical space for people to come together. We will have vendors, public officials addressing the community, and we will have the opportunity in this wonderful, immersive new media environment of this plaza to showcase a film called Preparedness Now.
My task was to take this long written document about what happens when there's a large earthquake in Southern California, an actual scenario written by the U.S. Geological Survey and some other groups, and translate that into a film that's about 4 minutes long. And the film itself, had sort of 2 goals. One was to communicate what happens in this 7.8 earthquake that occurs in Southern California. And the other element was to sort of give a sense of empowerment to people, sort of put a little bit more weight into the idea of preparedness. I wanted this film to sort of have kind of a reference back to some of the constructivist artists from Russia and Russian Revolution, Bauhaus. The messages were very powerful and very blunt, because I don't want there to be any question of what's being shown on screen. I wanted to sort of hit people on the head. When you trying to communicate through just raw data that perhaps the scientists will show the public, or probabilities of earthquakes happening here or there, it's not necessarily as strong as when you're struck with an image that shows the aftermath of an earthquake in your hometown where you live, and that this can happen to you. And that it's not if it's going to happen, but it's when it's going to happen.